today seems the day that we get all of the content. We've got the premium Bundesliga picks. We've also got an 86 double. We've got the 83 times 7 that finally has arrived. It's not the Prem anymore, so you can complete this and get 7 83s. But we can start to grind out as many packs, as many fodder in literally the whole game. So let's jump straight into this. Now, the first thing that you want to do, I always start with this, is your daily login. That is a number one goal 100%. As you can see, we have already finished somewhere today's daily login. You always want to do that, especially during team of the season. Just gives you an extra objective done nice and easy. Then you want to go ahead and complete all of the daily bronze, daily silver and daily gold. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is very mundane kind of practice, but it's always great because you do get 44 golds just from silvers and bronzes. That really can't be replicated in any single way. Pretty much every other way that you're doing it will always give you golds for golds. Like, you can do obviously the premium silver upgrade, but it is only commons and you're not getting 11 per pack. You will get a good amount, so that is another way on how you can keep going with your golds. If say you do run out and maybe you don't have any coins to put into the exchange, it's never going to be a bad way if you've got a lot of silvers. That just is always a good way. Then, going from there, we have got a couple of different avenues. So, obviously with the upgrades, we've got the 81 player picks and the 77 BL or FBL at this moment in time. That is the easiest. Then we've got the premium BL slash GFBL, GPFBL, the Google Pixel. That is going to require 11 rares, so realistically that one is going to be better to be done on the web app if you have got a lot of rares to put in, because realistically there's no other way than just sitting here and just putting these in as quick as you can. But realistically, the easiest way is going to be the web app. So if I was to show you, so for instance, if it was to do this like this, and then obviously we go into the next page. So if you're looking to improve your team, make sure you're heading over to lootbar.gg. They are the best and most reliable coin service you can find. Also with the best 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using the code JT11, 8% off your first ever transaction and then 5% off every time after that. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. We then go ahead and put this one in. What I would suggest with this as well is putting in as many Bundesliga players as you possibly can. So for instance, that is going to be that way. If then I was to go back out of this, and then if we go on to, if we back out and then we go over to here, we should then, if I put my camera back on, we'll log in. And because this is the easiest way, you can do this on the companion app as well. You can actually squad build through rares. So that is just going to make this process so much more easier. And then you can still go open them on the console. It's not a problem there. So if I go to my favorites, we can, well, in fact, I haven't even got them on my favorites. So if we go to the Premier League upgrade, the Bundesliga upgrade, we can actually click rare, then obviously you can go by lowest and you can build. Always double check because sometimes they do throw some random players out there, but you can get it done so much more easier. And the only other good thing with this is you could do the exact same with commons as well. Now, the interesting part with this is not only now where you kind of grind the game, because realistically with this, you get in a lot of them 11 rares, you get commons as well. So that for me is the debate of where to put them, because everything does require at least 1 to 3 rares. The 81 player pick offers 1 rare, and then the rest, I think the 77 does need 3, or at least it did during the Prem. So I don't even know if I've actually completed one of these yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be the same. Yeah, you've got 3 rares, 11 players. So that is going to take into your rare count. I would normally, for me, I would just go with the gold upgrades. It may not be the number one exciting one to go with, but you don't have to put in any of your actual rares. So that for me is going to be a big bonus. So all I do here, start off with the Bundesliga. I just make sure everybody's in from the Bundesliga so you don't get too many duplicates, because that is the problem with the premiums. It's a lot of duplicates that you've got to go through. But once you've kind of put all of your Bundesliga in, all your Bundesliga women, that is when then I would start the rinse and repeat. So for instance, with this one, we'd go with the 2 rare gold pack. We'd then obviously continue that until we've done all of the Bundesliga at the minimum. You can keep other players in your club. That is not a problem because that is going to just keep going with it anyway. So I would normally just keep all of them at this moment in time in your club. And then obviously you can kind of grind from there. So every time you get a duplicate Bundesliga or Bundesliga women, you can obviously then go ahead and put more in. So say if I only have 8 Bundesliga players, I can then go ahead and put in the extra players that's needed. So for instance with this, say I'm hoping, okay, they're going to be here. So we got the premium one, first one done. We're going to get a blue straight away. Nice. It can be German. Right back. That's going to be a great shout because it is going to be a moment. No double, but we take it. First one in. We're going to get a 91, which is perfect. So that already puts in a good standpoint. And then as you can see, we've got a lot of duplicates. So straight off the bat, I will go ahead and look at these. So these are tradable. You can sell them. I would suggest to sell them, but I'm going to whack them into there anyway. Because we do have a rare duplicate, then you could potentially just go with an 81 player pick if you've got that duplicate rare and you're not fancy doing 2 SBCs, because sometimes it can be a little bit boring just constantly going through duplicates. So to make life just that little bit easier this once, we go ahead and put all the commons back in. So it's all dependent on what you want to do. It's not necessarily a written rule that the most efficient way is to do this, this, and this. That's just a good way to do it, to be honest. So that is kind of the basics of it. That literally is the rinse and repeat cycle. You are going to have some cards in to start with, hence why we do the daily login. We do the daily, daily gold upgrades. We then do finish the daily challenges. We do all of our SBCs and objectives that we need on a day-to-day basis. That's going to give us a literal base of golds. Now, the question is once when you finish them golds, how do you start again? Now, it all depends on what you do with your golds. If you get any 85s and above, then the exchange is going to be a perfect place. So obviously with this, I believe the best exchange people were saying was the 87, I think, for the split of rares and then obviously commons, because I think I've got one actually in the store. So obviously with these, you do get so many rares, so many commons. The 51, I believe, is a lot of commons to deal with. So the most kind of practical one is going to be the 6 rares 19, so you get 13 commons, 6 rares. With this one you get 4 and 11, and then the 27 you get 8. So yeah, that makes sense that you're going to get the best bang for your buck, and the 51 is going to be 14. So it does make sense. Can we go back to back? No, we can't. I was going to say that was going to be a little bit more difficult. Whether there is a good weight on these, I don't know. We will certainly find out. And if you do manage to get a good amount of rares, I would suggest putting them straight back in. So that is going to be kind of like the be-all and end-all of it, is actually putting them back in. Now, if you get Team of the Seasons that are duplicate, then obviously you've got multiple ways that you can go with. You've obviously got all of the player SBCs that we can do. You've got multiple icons that you can do, and then also a brand new Encore Hero player pick, which is available to do as well. So there is multiple things you can do with your fodder. But if you don't want to do any and the main objective for you is to get Team of the Seasons, then putting them back into that exchange is really going to be the most beneficial thing you can do. It just always will be, especially seeing as though we've got more and more Bundesliga players coming in. I don't know how many fodder. I imagine you can see it on Twitter that you'll be able to see how much actual fodder there is left in the Bundesliga that is not Team of the Seasons. So we're going to go you, and then normally I just kind of go with the players that are not in packs. So obviously Upamecano, we're not going to get him again, so it's not a problem. So again, we'll go whack them in there. We also did get a common, so I will go ahead and put that into the gold. Obviously, the best thing to do is to put it all in your favourites, because it will just make life so much easier. Rather than going through all of the upgrades, put the ones that you want in there. So with this in mind, we've obviously got all of these commons that can go in. We then have kind of what do we do after, because it's all great packing Team of the Seasons, but if that's all we're going to do, then what's the kind of point? Because we need to have as many packs as possible. We need to be able to grind as much as possible without really spending any coins. And that's the best bit about it, is you very rarely spend. The big thing to start with, if you have got absolutely nobody, like say you've spent all of it in Prem, that is not a problem. You can go and buy an 89 for very, very, very cheap, which will start with the 51 players. Now with this, I can imagine a lot of the time you will get something worth putting back in. Whether you're going to do the 81 player picks, that will be the kind of best fodder sort of pack, because obviously you're going to get yourself some decent walkouts from all of the leagues. Whereas the Bundesliga will be a little bit more difficult because there is only so many people. So for instance, if we was to open up another one, we're going to get another gold. Is it going to be any sort of walkout? Normally you'll find that it's going to be 83s, 84s at an absolute maximum. This is going to be 84, is she? Or is she 83? I can't actually remember. 83. So we actually have no duplicates, which is even more better because I did not expect that. So with kind of going round and round and round with this, we have one more left. I think that was 4 or 5 of them. We're not going to get another blue, which, to be honest, I was kind of not expecting. I wasn't expecting a blue in the first place. We're going to get... I don't even know who this is. Rating? 83? More than... Okay, a lot of 82s. So it is going to be more like 82, 83, 84s with all of these. So it is just about grinding them out as much as possible. They're going to be what is known as a card suck, because you have got very little that are going to be coming back out from them, because that is what they are for. Getting 11 rares is very, very difficult to just keep it sustainable, because you obviously need to get more and more rares in the club, but then you're spending them at such a rate, there isn't that many rares that go around. So it is very difficult to get unlimited amount of them, but you can do it pretty well with obviously utilizing the gold packs, utilizing all of the exchange, then obviously utilizing the daily stuff. It isn't going to be that you can do 500 of them in a day. That is just going to be a very... It's almost just an unrealistic guide, to be honest, because that's just not going to happen. You're going to be able to do a certain amount. Then you're going to have to spend either 20k doing another 51 exchange. Then obviously you can continue doing that. Then obviously you just do it again and again and again. You can even buy 87s. I don't even know what they're coming in at, but we can have a look for sure. Obviously the Hunter can stay in. So 87s are actually coming in at, let's have a look. We've got 87s coming in at 7.2k. So if I was to buy an 89, they're looking about 20,000 for Banza there. So you're looking at 50, how many rares? So we're looking at 14 rares, and in the 7 pack you get 6, so you need to buy 3 of them. So it'll be 7, 14, 21. So yeah, you're looking, what, 6, 12, 18. Yeah, so you're looking at 18 per 51 pack. So it actually makes sense to just go and buy a load of 87s to be able to do more. Now, you can get other stuff in these as well. This is not to say that you can't get a team of the season or can't get an in-for a walkout or something along them lines. For instance, we've just got Rodri from this. I mean, that just says it all, really. We can go ahead, put him back in, and it is very luck kind of based. We're not always going to get an 89, but there we go. We can go ahead and put all of these into 2-player upgrades. We can go put them into the actual upgrade themselves. We could then go and put Rodri back into a 51, as we've obviously just got that for doing this. So we've spent 7k. We've then got a technical 21k pack back as well, plus all the players that are still available. So it is just the constant grind round. There is no kind of smoke and mirrors for it. It is just opening the packs and praying for a little bit of luck. Like I said, sometimes you can end up with decent. We're going to get... I was thinking of the Inter guy. But you can get a decent amount from these. So it is really just about almost just being very efficient with your club. It is as simple as that. It isn't the be-all and end-all just grinding out all of the actual menu stuff. You can do plenty of objectives for packs as well. We got a new one for the FC Pro YouTube, which will give you a mega pack and a single draft token. Then obviously you've got all of these upgrades, the daily login. You've got Savic, you've obviously got Best Day or Bestie, daily logins, Bundesliga daily plays, completionist, which will give you plenty of upgradable stuff, lots of packs that will come out. So we've obviously got as well the Season 6 Bundesliga Lounge that you can do. There is so much to get fodder and to get packs just in general. And I think the exchange is one of the best ways of doing this, with obviously kind of grinding out some more of the players and upgrades. But I would just keep going around, doing your daily stuff. The premium Bundesliga pack, it's nice. I still do like the 81 player pick, but it isn't necessarily the one that is massively paid out at the moment. If it was to do one more, I found from the past few that I've done, like the batches of like 10s and 20s, it really hasn't been the greatest fodder builder, which is a bit unfortunate because normally it is quite good, but we still have tomorrow, which is going to give us more than likely the 80 plus player pick back again. It seems to be going round and round that we're going to get that one again and again. So this one's going to give us an 81, but at least you can get some fodder from it at the very minimum. It's just team of the seasons are taking a little bit of time to come out of there. But once you've kind of grounded through them, then obviously you can kind of see where you want to put all of your fodder players. Are they going back into the exchange? Are you going to do Konate, the 88 hero pick, which is an 85 and an 86? There's so much that you can do. I personally would try and keep the 87, 88 and 89s into the exchange. Everything else can kind of go in because realistically they're going to be perfect for it, and team of the season dupes is going to be enough to kind of warrant an 86 or an 87 SBC. So that's personally my method to grind these round, especially with the new premium Bundesliga. We got our first team of the season, which is better than the Prem so far from what I've done. Let me know down below what you think and who is your best Bundesliga team of the season pack so far. Peace.